Hello, welcome back. I just wanted to go over the rest of the nails for the Rapunzel set. This is my mood board for the set, so that's kind of where I got my inspo from. The only nail that I didn't film is the flower nail. I forgot to film that. If you guys want to see that, I can always show you guys how I did that. But I just used the baby pink that I'm using now from Madame Glam, and I went over with this floral foil that I had that was kind of perfect for like all the flowers in her hair, because I knew I wanted to do a nail kind of like that. So if you guys do want to know how I did it, I can always film that for you guys. But I knew I wanted to do kind of a corset nail. I just thought it was super cute. I happened to see something that inspired me to do this, and I was like, oh, that would be so cute. So I had this stamping plate with this like perfect pattern, so that worked out really well. So I used that to do the corset nail, and I just stamped that on both sides. I am using stamping polish. In my experience, I've had the best luck with actual stamping polish instead of like gel. I feel like you get a cleaner, crisp stamp with the stamping polish. So that is what I used on this nail. If you guys want to see how I do stamping, I can always do a video on that as well. That might actually be a fun one to do. I actually love doing stamping. It's so much fun. And there's so many cool plates out there, but yeah, so I outlined that part. I did just use a regular gel, and then you'll see I go in, I didn't top coat it yet, but I do go in after this part, after the outlining is done and cured. I do go ahead and top coat, because doing the outline with the stamping polish, you can kind of do some cleanup lightly with alcohol without it moving. But if you go in with acetone, and that's how I cleaned up in between the lines and everything, it will take it right off. So I just wanted to make sure to top coat before this step, just in case. So I'm just marking out where eventually I'm going to be putting the like little rivets. So yeah, in case I wanted to move any of the placement, I just made sure to top coat before that, so I didn't ruin the corset pattern, the stamping pattern. Now I'm just connecting the like strings, and then I am going to go in with a matte top coat so I can do some chrome, because I thought that would look really neat. I didn't want to do too much chrome in this set, because I wanted to keep it kind of bright and vibrant, but I thought the strings would look neat in chrome, just because it's kind of dainty. So yeah, I did go in with a matte top coat after all this was cured, to be able to work on the chrome. I do have the matte top coat that I like, linked in my Amazon store. It is my favorite for doing chrome. For some reason, some matte top coats, the chrome also sticks to, so I don't know. This is the best one I have found so far. But right now I'm just going in with my top coat over the lines to be able to do the chrome. Yeah, and then brushing off the chrome. And then I did top coat this guy again using the gel bottle. That's one of my favorite top coats. Yeah, I just took out some little rivets because I'm going to go over those little white dots that I did. I thought it would be kind of cute going over those with a little bit of 3D rivet instead of just doing like a gold dot. And I think it looks really pretty. But yeah, so that's really easy. I'm just using the McCart rhinestone gel. I do really like that one. I use it for most everything that I do because it's so thick that things don't move around easily, which is really nice. So I do really like the McCart rhinestone gel a lot. So for this nail, I knew that I wanted to do like something involving her like crown. So I thought that would be really pretty and kind of add some bling to the set. So I did this one with, again, that same purple that I've been using throughout the set, which is Aster family from Apres. So I'm just kind of laying out the majority of the bigger stones in the placement that I want to do. I didn't have a large pink gem like her actual crown, but I did want to add some pink in there because, you know, her crown did have that big pink jewel. But yeah, so I'm just kind of working with different things that I have to kind of create that. And then I did go kind of a like rainbow shape just to kind of give it that crown kind of shape and feel. I thought it turned out really cute. I love bling. Now I feel like sometimes it can be with some sets kind of out of place. So I definitely didn't want this to feel like that. I wanted it to feel like her crown. But yeah, I'm just using some AB crystals. I thought that was really pretty, given the the flower nail, how there's some different, you know, colors, like that one's kind of colorful, so I thought that would be a good match instead of just doing like silver or clear. So yeah, I wanted to use the AB because I thought that would be really pretty, and I really like the way this one turned out. It's subtle, but then also it's like just enough. Yeah, so I really like this one. Yeah, I'm just adding some more of those rivets that I used on the corset nail, and then I'm going to go in with some caviar beads around the edges and things like that. Again, I used the McCart rhinestone gel. I did every now and again, I did flash cure, so that way things wouldn't move on me when you're doing crystals like clusters. I definitely recommend flash curing when you like the placement of something. That way you don't have to worry about anything moving or sliding on you as you're working. So that's what I was doing throughout this. Yeah, I really did like the way the set turned out, so I'm glad. I definitely had a lot of fun doing this set that, you know, has a character and then inspo for the rest of the nails. I am top coating the caviar beads and the rivets just because those usually have an overspray on them, and wearing them it can kind of wear off that overspray. So I do like to top coat those. For the pinky nail, I did a long ombre, which is one of my favorite things to do. I absolutely love it. So I always start with whatever colors I'm working just a thin layer at first, and then I kind of take my ombre brush and I tap down the center just to start blending those colors. And then I go to do the second layer. Same thing. You tap down the center just to start blending those colors. Yeah, I work in thin layers. Usually with ombres like this, I like to do 3 layers, just because I am working with really thin layers of gel, just to get that nice ombre. So yeah, I'm going in with the 3rd layer here, and this is where I do something a little bit different. So obviously I tap down the center just to kind of start blending those colors, but then I actually start working like up and down the nail vertically with the brush, because that is going to really give you that nice blend on that top layer. So right now I'm still just kind of tapping out the colors and everything, just kind of making sure that each side has an even color coverage, and then also making sure that the sides of the nail are not getting too thick or anything from the gel leveling. So here I'm just going in and adding a little bit more purple because I was losing some of that with the pink. And then again, just making it stand out. You'll see when I turn the brush, so not yet, but I actually turn it widthwise. That's when I start on my final layer, getting that really good blend between the 2 colors. So this is how, like, you can, there, so you see how I turned it. You can blend any 2 colors with this method, by doing it like this. It works so well. Actually, I really love doing ombres. I do different kinds of ombres too. This is just, you know, obviously with a brush. But I also do airbrush ombres, all different kinds. Now on this nail, I wanted to make it a little bit more special, and so I went in with some top coat, and then just kind of took my liner brush and drug the top coat up the nail just slightly, so that way I could get kind of like a glitter spray. And I decided to do half pink and half purple. And again, the gel bottle, it is a no wipe top coat, so once it's cured, you don't have to worry about that tacky layer. So that's what I did, and then brushed it off. And then I am going to show you guys the filing. So I just did each nail separate, just because, like, sometimes when I'm working, I'm paying attention, but I'm not paying attention, and I don't want the file to accidentally jump onto the next nail and like scratch it or something. So I just like to do one nail at a time. I just put the rest off to the side and then give them a file. But yeah, so that is the set complete. I wiped everything off, dusted it off. Yeah, I hope you guys really liked it. That way you could see what I did for the set.